Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on, gang? This is your man, Real Deal Steele, coming to you live on a Sunday night. Feeling all right, out of sight. What's good, guys? Coming at you a bit later tonight. Whenever I do come on a bit later, that means my workload had exceeded the levels to enable me to come on at the usual start time. So thanks for joining me on a little bit of a late one here. Who do we got in the stream so far? In the chat, we've got Crypto Daniel. Good evening, Crypto Daniel. Abstractus Artemis. Robbie Gilchrist. Welcome, Robbie Gilchrist, of course. 7-1 Musty. Kyle S. Elijah Peterson. Larry Ramirez. MD Hewitt. Slayblaze. Dan the Man. And so much more. And I'm sure many more will be joining us as the show proceeds. Guys, if you could just quickly smash that like button, really appreciate it. Secondly, if you're brand new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. You're watching Steven Steele Live. I am Steven Steele. So just kick your feet back, get cozy, get comfortable, because we're going to get down to it, boppers. Whatever your pleasure is, a stiff cocktail, some herbal tea, or something in between. We got something for everyone. So, yeah, and also if you feel compelled to super chat anywhere throughout this broadcast, that's obviously hugely appreciated for my time and efforts. And feel free to ask whatever questions or comments you would like, and I will do my best to field those to my peak abilities. Anyway, thank you guys. Great to see you guys. I got a nice little show lined up for you guys. Some very interesting topics to discuss. And would love to get everyone's thoughts on these matters as we as I cover them throughout this broadcast. And I'll do my best to keep an eye on the chat as well. Abstractus Artemis says, I'm drinking an alcoholic root beer float. Sounds very, very ambitious. Sonic working you too hard, man. Elijah asks, yes, sir. But you know what? Today, I'm a fry cook. Tomorrow, I'll be on burgers. And then, if I stay very true and disciplined, in 6 to 12 months of doing that, maybe more, maybe 24 months, that's when the big bucks start rolling in. Shift manager, right? And maybe in 5 years, GM. So, it's a Sonic life for me, guys. What can I say? The bear market is on. It's the Sonic life for me. This one comes courtesy of Benzinga. Dogecoin gets shunned by AMC Entertainment, but shows strength in consolidation. Popular FintWit personality and Dogecoin enthusiast Greg166769 responded on Twitter that he snuck a bag of Skittles into an AMC theater in protest of the company not including Dogecoin in the announcement. Dogecoin co-creator Billy Marcus responded to the CEO Aaron's tweet to question why Litecoin was included instead of Dogecoin. Dogecoin fell in sympathy with Bitcoin and a swath of other cryptocurrencies when El Salvador adopted Bitcoin as legal tender on September 7th. The crypto spent the following 11 days consolidating the flash crash. In its consolidation, Dogecoin has settled into a pennant pattern on the daily chart, making a series of lower highs and higher lows as the price target and range tightens. Dogecoin will reach the apex of the pennant on Sunday, which is pretty similar to what we did see today. And if the pattern is recognized, both bulls and bears should watch for increased volume and confirmation. Now, it's no surprise. This is not surprising news anymore to anyone, unless you've been living under a rock. That AMC essentially has snubbed Dogecoin at this time in terms of cryptocurrencies it's committing to accept by end of year. What's most curious is that they've picked Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin among cryptocurrencies that they have agreed to adopting over Dogecoin, which has arguably the largest online community backing it of any cryptocurrency, and one that's been very enthusiastic for and championing AMC. I, being one of those people, continuously championing AMC. I am both a AMC stockholder and obviously a Dogecoin investor, and I've been campaigning to work to get both of those worlds crisscrossing in a symbiotic fashion. And so far, we've gotten nothing but snubbed. I mean, at this time, you've got to ask yourself, how much more effort and time do we want to put into AMC when there's other large companies out there that very well may be a lot more open and sympathetic to dog money? I think it's a very worthy question at this point. My friend Matt Wallace said that he sold or is selling all of his AMC shares in response to recent events. Now, myself, I am not going to be selling my AMC shares at this time. However, I'm going to give AMC about a 2-month window maximum. If I don't see any sign or signaling that AMC plans on adapting, including dog money and aka Dogecoin, in its vision quest moving forward with crypto, I will reevaluate my AMC investments and reallocate that money probably into more Dogecoin. Celeste, good to see you. Celeste pop in the chat. Just noticed that. So that's kind of my unofficial, official stance on that at this time. Somebody said they're making money on Upcoin in the chat. I do not endorse, but I think it's a funny observation that that coin has actually officially relaunched. The new CEO of that project did reach out to me to inform me of this, and that apparently Upshot gave him the project, which was, if that's true, was a pretty nice gesture on his part at least. So more power to those people. You know, do your own research. Just keep in mind it's all risky, folks. Jason Huffman coming in at $10 super chat. Working. Just stop by to say hi. Hi. Hashtag Dogementum. Hi back, Jason Huffman, and thanks for starting things off with the first super chat of the night. Really appreciate you, man. And don't work too hard, and just hang out. Hopefully you can stream this episode in the background while you're working. Thanks, Steve. Bad to last night due to earthquake. Oh, sorry to hear about that, Celeste. Is everything okay in your region of the world? I hope you all didn't get too shooken up. And I hope your property and your safety is okay. Is okay. Let's see. Next story here, guys. This comes courtesy of Bitcoinist. Oh, these darn pop-ups. I hate pop-ups. Don't you guys hate pop-ups? Dogecoin makes another recovery above 25 cents, but why? Dogecoin has recently been plagued with periods of low interest. The number one meme coin. It's not done so well in the past couple of days. It's partly due to the price crash from the previous week, but also partly due to decreased interest in the project due to poor performance. I'm not so sure if I agree with that. In fact, when I look at the rest of the market and what it's done very recently, I know I don't agree with that statement. But I suppose you can only be so surprised at a statement like that coming from a website literally called The Bitcoinist. The recoveries in the top 10 crypto coins have not rubbed off on the meme coin either. Bitcoin and Ethereum saw price recoveries. Dogecoin has remained mostly flat for the last week until Friday morning when the digital asset began to rally, leading to the break of 25% resistance point for the first time in a week. Dogecoin killer, quote unquote, Shiba Inu Shib got listed on Coinbase this week. The announcement comes less than a week after Coinbase had announced it was listing in meme coin on its trading platform. Blah, blah, blah. So, what do I make of this? I don't make much of it. In fact, I would dare say this isn't one of the strongest articles the Bitcoinist has ever written. We've seen time and time again demonstrations wherein Bitcoin and Ethereum look fairly look very bullish, while Dogecoin appears to stagnate. And almost every time, like clockwork, Dogecoin takes off running, wherein the other two aren't. It just toggles back and forth. But overall, we are still living under Bitcoin dominance. So when people ask themselves, what's wrong with Dogecoin? I still say, well, look to what Bitcoin's doing. Whether we like it or not, that is still a very primary factor. Now, I don't think it's going to be like that forever. I do think that, assuredly, we are going to see an era of more than likely Ethereum dominance, wherein Dogecoin is going to be primarily dictated by Ethereum in terms of market trends. You know, it's one of these things where we do have a clear sense of charting history to look upon for peace of mind. And what that history shows us is that all three of the top threes, in my opinion, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin, they ebb and flow, but they still stay in pretty solid tandem with each other, despite its brief periods of interchangeably pumping. And like every single time, people say Doge is standing still, Doge is dead, because Bitcoin and Ethereum is pumping when Doge is taking losses. Within that same week, you'll see the same scenario happen, but conversely. For a couple days where Bitcoin and Ethereum will be running in place while Dogecoin, our dog money, is running ahead. Up to the point of 6 or 7, 8% in a day. So when you see these naysayers say Dogecoin, people have lost interest in it, and that's the reason why it's doing poorly. That's nonsense. It's nonsense. There's still a tremendous interest in Dogecoin, both at the grassroots level and large industry levels. Where's Hector the Dude? I'm not sure where he is. Where is Hector the Dude? Did anybody get a chance to tune into last night's show? It was the first time we did a live video camera show on the live stream. It was a little bit awkward for me, I have to admit, but I did have fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. So we may do stuff like that intermittently. I personally do like the voice audio radio show podcast vibe, but I think I will spice it up with some shows where we're on camera. Zombie Doge Army has a $5 super chat and asks, do you have children, Stephen? And my answer is probably. Probably. Thank you, Zombie Doge Army. Appreciate that. Appreciate your continued support of the show. Abstractus Artemis says, yeah, last night was weird. Yeah. Watch the rerun. You're a badass. I think you're talking to me. If so, thank you, 7-1. Last night was cool for the first time. Yeah, we definitely had some kinks. But my guests, they're a real animated crew. They were good guests. They were fun guests, very positive, very, I thought thought-provoking. Celeste says, I know y'all want to see Sadaf on camera. Oh, Celeste. Zombie Doge Army says, last night was weird in a good way. Yeah, I think that's safe to say. I would say that it's weird in a good way. That would probably be my assessment of the situation. Abstractus says, I personally like them better with robo voices. Well, maybe we'll have to try to recreate that. Commodore Luffy says, they wanted to make me dress up and get lit and party. I love it. So put a number 1 in the chat if you think I should do some shows with video camera, or put a number 2 in the chat if you think I should just keep it with the current format at all times. Neither answer will offend me in the least, I assure you. So we got Slayblaze, Zombie Doge Army, Abstractus, Kyle. Okay. Well, the voting is looking pretty unanimous, guys. And you guys, this is direct democracy. So with that being said, I will commit to doing some of my live show on camera. Even if I'm rocking solo, I will do some even solo shows on camera. How about that, folks? So thank you for the feedback, and it is decided. It is done. Consider it done, folks. Consider it done. Number 1 with your doggo. Well, my doggo right now is under my feet. She likes to be my ottoman, particularly at late nights. She likes to sleep under my feet, and I put my feet up on her. once the audio got worked out, it was actually pretty good. All right, next story, gang. This comes courtesy of Cointelegraph. Shiba Inu token jumps 40% on Elon Musk's cryptic endorsement. Now, we're going to examine that, and we're going to talk about what I think that means and my thoughts on this sort of SHIB phenomenon and similar projects, and my recommendations. Nonetheless, the Dogecoin knockoff token, I like how they worded it that way in the first sentence of the article. I love that. Thank you, Cointelegraph. Cointelegraph, by the way, as far as I think my two favorite cryptocurrency for like just straight up cryptocurrency daily news websites, my two favorites personally that I've felt for both accuracy and interesting journalism is Cointelegraph and Benzinga. Nevertheless, the Dogecoin knockoff token was down more than 80% from its record high. Shiba Inu SHIB token crept in Friday as traders assess its addition on Coinbase, one of the world's leading crypto exchanges. SHIB exchange rate jumped 16.42% for the first time since June 29th. The latest uphill move came as part of an overall bullish trend that started Thursday, wherein SHIB rallied more than 26%. As a result, the token ended up pushing up returns over 40% in just 2 days of trading. Gains for SHIB started emerging after Elon Musk, CEO, tweeted about the arrival Shiba Inu puppy called Floki. Coinbase now supports SHIB. Additionally, SHIB's rally had one more booster behind it. And blah, blah, blah. What are my thoughts on SHIB? I personally don't have a lot of respect for the project. That's just me. I will say this. You can consider shorting a project like SHIB, making short-term investments, getting out while things are on top, and reallocating that money back into Dogecoin. If you're going to play that game at all, that's what I would recommend. That's what I've been doing. Now, I haven't been investing in SHIB at all. On principle, it rubs me the wrong way. But I talked about in another stream this Floki token that's running around. It's a BSC crap token. Now, you have to be careful. What I'm embarking on is a higher risk game, but it can work out if you're very astute about it. Floki turd. Yeah, that was a fake token on my top 10 cryptos that AMC will accept before Dogecoin. If you guys haven't seen that video in my channel, check it out. It's about 2 minutes long. It's fun. It's funny. So you can put a little bit of money in these knockoff tokens solely based. Now, this is not financial advice. As my friend Crypto Batman said, this is financial fried rice. But you could hypothetically put small amounts of monies in these Dogecoin knockoff tokens. And the ones, if you're going to play this game, you want to invest in the ones that have the highest probability of Elon Musk accidentally mentioning them, not mentioning the tokens, because Elon Musk doesn't give a crap about these crap coins, and rightfully so. But just in his lexicon that he uses, that Elon has a higher probability of accidentally mentioning this same term or title as some of these tokens. Now, every time that happens, there's usually a sharp increase of a minimum of 20%. Now, Will that sustain over a period of time? Probably not. You also have to keep in mind 95% of the time, these tokens have their day, they peak, they go down, they never recover. So what I've been doing on a couple of these, I've been putting modest investments in. I sell at the top, I make a little bit of money, and I put that money towards Dogecoin. And I buy more Dogecoin. So that's what I'm doing. That's just a fun side little strategy I'm doing. Alan, coming in with a $2 super chat. Super chat wars. Where's Josh and Robbie? 1, 2, 3, 4. Alan Schneider declares a super chat war. I love it. I love it. Hey, Dylan. Dylan McDougall's here. Good to see you, Dylan. My Dogecoin enthusiast friend from the great down under. Nice to see you, sir. Nice to see you. Jason Huffman. He's got a big workload coming in, so he's got to get down to it. Take care of yourself, Jason. Next story. And this is in the headline. The Inspiration4, the first all-civilian, non-professional astronaut flight has landed. All 4 passengers have landed successfully, safely, as they splashed down. Yeah, that's how they landed, in a splashdown. Seems a bit unnerving to me. To be splashed down. Elon Musk must be very relieved. SpaceX's first private astronauts have returned to Earth from a 3-day stay in orbit. The space tourists are back. On Saturday night, the private astronauts braced themselves as the SpaceX streaked through the Earth's atmosphere, deployed parachutes, and then drifted down off the coast of Florida. When the capsule touched the waves, they might have heard a voice from Mission Control radio and, thanks for flying SpaceX. As if the passengers had just touched down on a runway at O'Hare instead of surviving a fiery re-entry. As if they hadn't just spent 3 days flying higher than the International Space Station. So obviously, you guys, the primary objective of the Inspiration4 is to make strides in space tourism, normalize space tourism, get the technology down so that it's safe and cost-effective enough for it to be more commonplace and profitable. Abstractus says sometimes a splashdown can be very satisfying. I'm not touching that one. Elijah Peterson says, that's what I do, Steve. You must be talking in my my token strategy there. Yep. Great minds think alike. When do you think Doge will bounce? William Hatfield asks. At the very latest, the beginning of October, at the very latest. I think starting in October, we are in for a significant bull run. Not just for Doge, but market-wide. And I think that will start to happen in the first week of October. Now, could Dogecoin rise between the interim, between now and the beginning of October? Certainly. But I don't think it's going to be very significant. I will say, comparatively so far, September hasn't been as red as it has in the previous 4 years. September is traditionally a very bearish month for cryptocurrency. And certainly it's a bit bearish now and has been for most of September thus far, but not as hardcore as it has been in previous years. So that's a good sign. Why did we not get a Dogecoin holder on that flight? I don't know. Maybe one is in secret. Maybe one is in secret. All right. This is kind of a funny story in relation to the Inspiration4, you guys. I thought I made a note of it here. And I'm looking for those notes. I can't find that article now. It's really a strange article, and I wanted to cover it. Let me look for a moment. All right, let me look on the news. Yeah, I know that the crew, for whatever reason, from the Inspiration4, they are very hesitant to share pictures and imaging. I wouldn't imagine that the whole crew feels that way. I bet it was just one person out of that four trying to limit the amount of pictures and imaging from the inside, which to me seems very silly. Like, why would you even sign up for a mission like that if you intend to be that private about the expedition? You know, the whole purpose of embarking on a mission like that is for it to be a matter of public record. So those of us the public at large, can observe and learn and experience secondhand what something like that involves and entails. But there are some beautiful images that have come out in the very low gravity situation where they're all kind of smiling. And I mean, think about that. You're just a civilian. You're not even a officially trained astronaut. And now you're up in space with three other randos. And you're kind of just floating around and talking and hanging out and eating space food. What's going on in the chat? What are you guys talking about in here? Thought someone on that flight have a dog plushie or something. I don't know, Celeste. Audio Freak says, first, all they had to do was become a fireball through the atmosphere before splashing down. Yikes. Can't show the spaceships whizzing by, and they signed an NDA. Yes, non-disclosure agreement. Freeze-dried ice cream. Everything's freeze-dried. Freeze-dried food in space. Remember eating freeze-dried ice cream when you're a kid? You usually get it at like the public museum. It's not very good. It's not very good. I think the only exciting thing about freeze-dried ice cream is that it comes in a flashy foil-like packaging. It's called astronaut ice cream. I mean, when you put it that way, any kid's going to think it's cool. Pretty good marketing, honestly, for such a crappy snack. Next story. Check this out, you guys. This comes courtesy of futurism.com. Scientists create holograms that you can touch. Scientists create holograms that you can touch. Researchers have now developed a hologram that allows you to reach out and feel it. Not unlike the holodecks of Star Trek. University of Glasgow scientists have created hologram systems that use jets of air known as aerohaptics to replicate the sensation of touch, according to Ravinder Daila, a researcher who worked on the project. He said that the air jets can allow people to feel people's fingers, hands, and wrists. The team published a paper in their findings in Advanced Intelligence Systems in time. This could be developed to allow you to meet a real virtual avatar of a colleague on the other side of the world and really feel their handshake. He said in his piece for the conversation, it could even be the first step towards building something like a holodeck. Similar to previous touch-sensory holograms, the aerohaptic system doesn't require a handheld controller or smart gloves in order to produce the sense of touch. Instead, a nozzle, which is able to respond to the movements of your hands, blows air with appropriate amount of force onto you. Well, it will be pretty cool to see the system fleshed out. Oh, folks, you know human nature. And you can take it to the bank that the first thing they're going to try to do with this technology is flesh it out, if you know what I mean. Of course. Anytime we've had advancements, even alluding to this general realm of technology, that's the first thing we always That's the first thing we always develop. Is the naughty stuff. I think it's always going to be that way. Love it or hate it. So, by the time I'm a senior, there's going to be, I think there's going to be a lot of options in the event I were to partake in such things. But I can't see it. I can't see it. Cointelegraph reports Bitcoin jumps towards 49,000 amid fears of 5% plus inflation is here to stay. The rush to so-called safe haven cryptocurrency appears despite concerns that the Federal Reserve would taper its $125 billion asset purchase program. Dollar goes up in tandem. As it happened, Bitcoin and the USD exchange rate jumped 5% on the day of the inflation data release. Pair moved up over 2% on Wednesday, with its price moving above 48,000. So this is the first time we've seen the U.S. dollar increase all right along tandem with Bitcoin. It won't be the last. I don't make too much of it. My end of year predictions for Bitcoin are still relatively bullish. I'm not saying it's going to hit 100,000. I don't think it is. But it wouldn't surprise me if we got to 70, 75,000. TJ Braymiller says demolition band in real life. Yeah, I think that's an apt analogy. That's an apt analogy. Celeste is rolling her eyes. I can feel Celeste rolling her eyes. Guys, if you got any questions for me, feel free to put them in the chat. Feel free to even better super chat them. Let's get to the next story. And this is one that has a lot of people wondering. I'm not an expert in this field, but I do feel an obligation to cover it and to pitch in where I can, and that is about running a Dogecoin full node. Do you have what it takes to run a Dogecoin full node? The answer may surprise you, folks. The answer may surprise you. Now, I did some research on this to help you guys understand this in more layman terms, in a fashion that's not overwhelming for those of us who aren't super savvy in this field. So in plain speak, what do you need to run a full Dogecoin mode? And just for those of you who don't know, a full node is a program that fully validates transactions in blocks. Now, we're trying to get more full nodes up for the sake of Dogecoin so it can run faster and more efficiently on a wider scale, which will ensure increasing long-term success of Dogecoin. So, what do you need? The very bare minimum requirements if you're interested in running a full Dogecoin node are as follows. You'll need a desktop or a laptop computer that's running Windows, Mac OS X at minimum or higher, or Linux. Now, on that computer, you're going to need 50 gigabytes of free disk space, a minimum of 50 gigabytes free disk space. And it needs to be able to read and write speed of 100 megabytes. Okay? Which isn't that crazy. Most people's laptops and desktops can easily handle that much. Alan Schneider coming in with a $10 super chat, putting a little pep in my step. I appreciate that, Alan. Ah, crap. Josh is here. I'm probably out of the super chat. I'm probably out of the super chat wars. Did Josh sneak in here? Kama DeLuffy coming with a $1 super chat. Thank you for that, Mr. DeLuffy. Appreciate you, man. There he is. Josh Rendell snuck in here somewhere along the line. I can't read his last comment out loud, but thank you, Josh. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Now, you'll also need 2 gigabytes of RAM. Okay. And you'll also need a broadband internet connection. Now, your upload speeds on your internet connection are going to be, they need to at least handle speeds of 400 kilobits or 50 kilobits per second, which is pretty standard that most people have in terms of internet speeds. Now, another thing you'll need to run a full Dogecoin node is an unmetered connection, a connection with high upload limits, or a connection you regularly monitor it and ensure it doesn't exceed its upload limits. It's pretty straightforward. Now, this last one's very important. If you're thinking about running a Dogecoin node, 6 hours a day that your full node can be left running. So you'll have to be able to run this computer 6 hours a day. Now, obviously, you can do other things while your computer's running a full node. More hours, the better. But optimally, it'd be best if you could run your node continuously. Now, I'm setting this up personally right now because I have a spare MacBook, old MacBook that I don't use that meets all these requirements. So I'm setting up a full node that I'll just be using this MacBook, my old MacBook that I no longer use solely for that purpose. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Alan, Golden Greaser coming in with a $5 super chat, following up Alan's with the super sticker with Hiya, Kung Fu Karate, Shiba Inu. I love it. I love the martial arts Dogecoin themed super stickers here on the YouTubes. Thank you so much for that. Golden Greaser. Dylan McDougall coming in nicely with 10 Australian dollars. I'm running 2 nodes to support the Doge family. That's what I'm talking about, Dylan. Nice work. I love it. I love it. So Dylan's down running 2 nodes to support Doge, support the Doge family. Thank you on behalf of all of us here. Honestly, it does make a difference, guys. It really does make a difference. That's awesome, Dylan. So to kind of note, after finishing up the minimum requirements to run a Dogecoin node, many operating systems today, albeit Windows or Mac or Linux, they'll enter a low power mode after that screensaver activates, which can slow or halt network traffic. Now, this is going to be in your default settings on your laptop. And I know that it's defaulted on all Mac laptops and desktops. So make sure you check your screensaver settings and disable the automatic sleep or suspend options before you start running your full node, so it can continuously autopilot run, right? Now, when you're first getting it set up, you got to go to the Dogecoin Core developer page. And that's where you can also choose your official Dogecoin wallet. Etc., etc. I hope this information is helpful. Somebody Abstractus Artemis. Come on with a $5 super chat. I love it. Thank you, Abstractus Artemis. Appreciate you. To help with your light bill. Thank you so much, sir. I do need the help. So thank you very much. Not gonna lie. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate you. I'm looking to see if I have any more notes on the Dogecoin full node. So, those are the bare minimums that you need, and most people do have something that would are able to qualify for the bare minimums needed to run a full Dogecoin node. That's the good news, right? Now, I'm going to. And it's a bit more of a challenge since you're only hearing my voice do it, but I think it's still worthwhile here. But I'm gonna try to attempt to instruct you on how to do it now that you know what's needed. And I'm gonna try to break it down in the simplest terms possible. And I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat too. What's up, Bang Stun? Dylan says, do a restart every morning so it loads all the new blocks. Thank you for that, Dylan. Appreciate that. So the first thing you want to do is you want to download the Dogecoin Core wallet from the Dogecoin website. Or you can do it straight from official GitHub. Now, you want to allow your node to be externally accessed. So that means doing a port forwarding on your router and allow the connections of that Dogecoin port to be forwarded from your router, which is what receives connections to the computer that you'll be setting up and using for this. So if you don't have access, in the event you don't have access to your router settings, you won't be able to do this, but most of us do. So you're going to have to be okay with a lot of upload traffic, okay? Now, most average web traffic is downloading content, like streaming videos, etc. So this won't interfere with your day-to-day internet use. Most nodes will generally upload a few hundred GBs per month, basically what you're looking at. So I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, once all this really starts coming together, it becomes a lot more easy and a lot less daunting than when you think it is. And I hope me talking about this helps you realize that. I hope it helps you realize it. So, yeah. And also, it sounds like Dylan's got a lot of experience. He's running 2 full nodes already. So, I'm sure Dylan's a great guy. I'm sure he wouldn't mind if any of you folks in the process are a little confused. Ask him as well. I'll do my best. I'm setting mine up as we speak. I should be all good to go, I think, tomorrow. So feel free to reach out to me as well if I can be some of assistance if you're confused on how to run your own Dogecoin node. All right, so let's get down to it, boppers. Here's the article I was looking for before. SpaceX tourists reportedly refusing to release photos inside spaceship. It's a private mission and their choice. Aside from gathering some scientific data, the Inspiration4 all-space tourist crew that circled the Earth inside the SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft, kicking off a new era in space flight. None of the 4 passengers were professional astronauts, despite having been put through the ringer during training, I bet. The mission's official Instagram account, for example, had only released one photo from orbit. I think that's changed since then. I've had several questions about why there were no photos of Inspiration after orbit. Senior space reporter Eric Berger wrote on Twitter, well, it's a private mission and their choice. This wasn't marketed as a private mission. If you wanted to be a private mission, you wouldn't embark on the Inspiration4. I mean, there is a Netflix special based on this. Let's just get real here. To me, this is hypocritical. This is having your cake and eating it too nonsense. You do not get interested and pursue being a patient. One of the 4 people aboard the Inspiration4, and then all of a sudden you want it to be the super private affair wherein no photos get released during your flight. Get out of here. Come on. I don't buy that. We now have over 1,500 nodes now, Audio Freak says. That's awesome. Dang, I just switched my iPhone to my iPad and just noticed that Sonic Hat abstracted says, yes, that's my new life. Zombie Doge Army says they're holding off for the Netflix show. Probably Netflix. Yeah, you guys raise a good point. It probably has more due to Netflix exclusivity than them just wanting to be private people. Come on. Part of the appeal of why you do something like this is for all the fame and attention that goes with it. It's exciting. It's exhilarating. Of course, people are going to want to live vicariously through something like this. They know this. They know this. Come on. YOLO Solo says you got to pay them for that. Smart. You want open seas. Yep. Zombie Doge Army says can't super chat for some reason. Oh, that stinks. Is anyone else having that issue? I hope not. I hope no one else is having that issue. Netflix is cancer, High Tech says. You know, I am currently not a member. I feel like every time I logged into Netflix after a while, I just felt like I was like being peddled some heavy-handed social engineering, like on a daily basis. It just got annoying. And the amount of genuinely good, cool movies from the past has diminished significantly. That's just my opinion. You can pin the other tip option. Sure, yeah, I'd be happy to do that through Stream Elements. Yeah, Stream Elements is total. If anyone wants to tip Super Chat via Stream Elements, I'm totally cool with that. I love Stream Elements. Either's fine with me. I'm just grateful either way for any support. All right. Dylan McDougall, thank you for the 5 Australian. Says test. Test was a success, sir. Thank you, Dylan. A success. Steel Show, let's go. What's up, Shidoshi? Better late than never, my friend. Better late than never. Look at more people coming in the later I go here. That's how it goes sometimes. That's just how it is. Here's a funny story. This is all over the news today. This comes courtesy of Fox News. Grimes shares why her Elon Musk's son doesn't call her mom. He can sense my distaste for the word. What? Musk and Grimes' 16-month-old son, little X, calls the singer by her first name, Claire. This is very odd to me. Grimes welcomed a son with Tesla and CEO Elon Musk last year by opening up why she doesn't identify with the word mom. The musician recently appeared on the behind-the-scenes video from Vogue, which chronicled her day of the preparation of the Met Gala. I think having a baby was a big rebirth for me. Like artistically, Grimes, 33, whose real name is Claire Elise Bauscher. Being a mother feels weird to say. For some reason, I don't identify with the word, Grimes said. Which is also really weird because X, he says Claire, but he doesn't say mama. Which is so I'm like, how are you? She continued. Like, maybe he can sense my distaste for the word mother. I don't even know why I have a distaste for the word, she says, because I respect it. I just don't identify with it weirdly. And then she goes on to say, when you have a baby, you're always using white noise machines. It's much easier to get them to sleep and to train them with some kind of audio situation, she told the New York Times. So I was just like, could this be more artistic? In general, for stuff for babies, it's just creatively bad, she said. You know, I like Grimes, I really do. but I feel like she's got 1 foot in based territory and 1 foot in the world of like a 17-year-old on Tumblr. And I see this interesting dynamic and toggling back and forth between those worlds. I don't think Elon Musk and her are on the same page on some of these sorts of things. If I had to guess, I think Elon just kind of gives her free reign, is just more kind of amused by her, and just thinks she's quirky, weird, and funny. If I had to guess at their dynamic. Lucy went live for almost 5 hours. Well, I will not be going live for 5 hours. Good for Lucy. I love Lucy. I love Lucy. Even though she's never coming to watch or hang out in my show, now that I think about it. Not that I know of. Just got a super chat through Stream Elements from Zombie Doge Army. Thank you, Zombie Doge Army. Appreciate that. Let's see what Zombie Doge Army has to say. Zombie Doge Army tipped for $6.90 on Stream Elements. Says Julia Love is beautiful. I'd bust some ghosts with her any day. I think that's what he meant to say. Yeah, she's lovely, isn't she? We've got some lovely, beautiful women in this community, and it's just great to have them involved. They're not only lovely, but they're smart as well. Yeah, I'll have to. I've talked with Julia about getting her to do a little guest co-hosting with me here and there on the show. So, yeah, don't worry. We'll work her into the rotation. But she will not replace Sadaf. She will not be replacing Sadaf. And don't worry. We'll get Sadaf on screen as well one of these nights. Probably sooner than later. We'll both Sadaf and I will do a video stream. Lucy, I don't think she has time to be on with others because she's busy with life and her long. Yeah, I was just playing around. I was just kidding, Diamond Hands. I think that's true. I'm supportive of Lucy. I think she's far and away one of the better personalities and content creators in Dogecoin for Dogecoin eccentric content. I just think she's a very nice addition to the community, and I fully support living with Lucy. I just really dig her vibe. Steven Steele, what's up with the Sonic hat? Just mentioned it today because we never ate at one. Oh, it's just like a joke, like one of those things when the markets get a little bearish. Put like a fast food hat on your avatar to mark your new world into working for the man at some dead end job because your crypto market's failing. It's all in good fun. When you're on video, you should be running towards that golden cross the whole time. That'd be very bit too intense for me. Abstractus. D. Hewitt, the crowd wants to see her. I'm sure they do. We did give you a shout out over there, and she talked about you. Thank you, Bangstun. That's awesome. Lucy's awesome. It seems that Lucy and I, we ping pong, our viewers kind of ping pong back and forth between each other's shows, which is great. That's what it's all about. And I love that Lucy's always very positive, uplifting content, and yeah, it's just really good. And we need more of that. We need more of that. Commodore Luffy says, I'm Sadaf's number one. Uh-oh. Who's my least favorite? My least favorite... I like pretty much every content creator for the most part. I mean, I like some a little more than others, but as far as content creators and that make Doge-centric stuff, I don't like to get too caught up in being overly critical of Doge-centric content creators. That doesn't help the community, in my opinion. I don't think being hypercritical of anyone that's participating in the Doge community is helpful. I don't think it's helpful to anyone. I don't think it's helpful to the community. I don't think it's helpful to others. So that's, you know, some people joke that I have a very long block list, which is true. I have a long block list. I have a long block list because I just don't want those people in my life. I don't want their vibe. I just sidestep them. As soon as I kind of get a whiff of those negative vibes, I just hit the block and I keep it moving. I don't have time. I have a lot of important work to do. I don't have time for that stuff. I don't have even time for that engagement anymore. And I don't engage anymore. I suggest you guys do the same. Anytime you come across people like that, just give them the quick block and move on. Don't feed into that negativity. We have much, much bigger goals and objectives to accomplish together than to even sneeze at that stuff. So just let those people burn themselves up in their own bullshit. Diamond Hand says, Steven Steele, you are awesome. You and Living with Lucy are the best. Thank you so much, Diamond Hand 69. I love your username, by the way. It's awesome. Steven Steele, who is Lucy, MD Hewitt. She's got a great live stream. She's a very Doge-centric live streamer. She goes by Living with Lucy. It's a bit of a different format than me. I mean, we're both live streamers, but I would say my show's a bit more topical in terms of more of a talk show vibe, podcast talk show vibe. She's awesome. She's like more of a spontaneous live streamer. And she'll just broadcast, just hanging out, sitting on her bed, and very interactive with the crowd, very upbeat, very positive about Doge, pretty Doge focused content. Let's see here. Yeah, Doge does not mean, yeah. Yeah, it's just so stupid. I mean, I'll see stuff online sometimes where I'll just see people that literally just make stuff up about me that's not true. Or they'll take something that's has a kernel of truth to it, and then they'll completely blow it out of proportion so it becomes something totally opposite than what it is. Or totally... excessively exaggerated to the point of hysterics and absurdity. It's just ridiculous. And most all of the drama that happens within the Dogecoin community it's always it's the same short list of jerks they're always embroiled in conflict. They're always embroiled. If they're not attacking me, they're attacking someone else. Within Doge at all times. And that's what they spend most of their time doing. That's their contribution to the community, is attacking other people in the community over things that I would describe as making mountains out of molehills. It's just so pointless, and it's so juvenile, and it's so unnecessary and avoidable. So anytime you come across those people, folks, take it from me, block them out of your life. Just don't even engage. Block them, and move on. TJ Braymiller coming in at $5. Much respect to you, man. Right back to you, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Appreciate you, TJ Braymiller, the ultimate pro wrestling name. I love the name TJ Braymiller. We've got TJ Braymiller jumping off the top rope into the turnbuckles. Neck beards and leg beards. Beans over Texas toast to Zombie Doge Army. Yeah, you ain't lying, high-tech lowlife. You ain't lying. Let's see here. So South Korea, you guys. South Korea is... crypto exchanges are supposed to shut down en masse next week. Let me open this article up about it by Fortune magazine. Majority of South Korea's cryptocurrency exchanges will likely shut down by next Friday as operators race to meet stringent new rules from the country's financial watchdog. By September 24th, all exchanges operating in South Korea must obtain licenses from financial and internet regulators. As of Monday, only 28 exchanges out of the 63 operating in the country have received certification from the Korea Internet and Security Agency, the first step to obtaining final approval. Young retail investors facing rising real estate prices, stagnating salaries, and competitive job market help fuel South Korea's crypto frenzy this time around. For young investors, the crypto market provided easy access to trading and the prospect of quick gains. Around 60% of South Korea's new crypto investors are in their 20s and 30s, according to data released. This is just sad. This is sad, especially for a country that's already embroiled in so many strikes against the working class. And so now that you are going to make it impossible and illegal for all this young, hopeful money to even have the chance to invest in cryptocurrency to level themselves up in life, oh, that's just crushes my heart, man. That's very sad. Now, what effect will this have on the greater crypto market? I don't think there's a lot to worry about here. You have to keep in mind that over 70% of all money invested in crypto is from very solid institutional sources. So, the bad news is just for the poor citizens of South Korea, but in terms of how this affects the overall crypto market in general, I don't think it will be significant. It's just sad to see that South Korea is going to get left behind. Smash those likes for us. Steven Steele, Swagmaster says, thank you, Swagmaster. Appreciate you. MD Hewitt. Oh, I know who Lucy is now. Watched her before. Think I was closed-minded about her presence and delivery. I will give another go. You know, it's one of these things, guys, where everyone's got different personalities, different ways of, just different styles. And those different personalities and styles and delivery are going to resonate with different kinds of people. Just as I have a very distinct way of communicating, and I think my show, personally, from everything I've seen, I don't think there's another show quite like mine at all in this general space. And it's an extension of my tastes and my vision. And that obviously vibes with you guys that are watching now. Everyone, different content creators just have different personalities. And some of those personalities and deliveries some people aren't going to like him. I know there's some people that don't like me for reasons that are just not logical. It's just comes down to personal preference and personalities, you know. Yeah, I don't know much about Pro the Doge. Someone says he's got paper hands. I don't know if that's true or not. I know who he is. I just don't know a lot about him. MD Hewitt, the show is awesome. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Abstractus says I pretty much watch Steven Steele, Jerry from Meta, and Lucy and Stain Alpha. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I don't really know Jerry. You know what? I actually talked to Jerry briefly on an Upshot stream that was for charity, and that was one of the good things that he did. And the money was raised and donated to like dog centric animal shelter stuff. I remember we were both invited on that, and I talked to Jerry once on a stream there. Stain Alpha, I haven't talked to in a while. He used to be more of a Doge centric content creator, and he doesn't really cover Doge much anymore. He mostly covers NFTs, which is great. That's his passion, you know. But I used to have Stain Alpha on more semi-regularly months ago, but we haven't crossed paths. We're cool and everything, but we're gonna need to get in touch. Who knows? Love Shot's probably just gone back to focusing solely on his day job and his family, I imagine. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't been in touch with him at all since he left the scene. Gave in bought some Shiba Inu today. Yeah, nothing wrong with that, Bankston. I actually had a little talk earlier on stream about this where I said personally, you can make some short-term money on these knockoff coins. Personally, what I do, I'll try to, most of the time I will successfully make, and I don't invest a lot in, but I'll make just some little short-term gains. I'll pull out, and then I will reallocate those into Dogecoin. I'll buy more Dogecoin with those profits. Maybe you four should do a stream together, Steven Steele. Yeah, I'd be open to that, Abstractus. I think that'd be fun. Steven Steele, he's been shilling Vivi a lot lately. Yeah, I have noticed he's taken a very strong liking to Vivi. Yeah, to be honest, I haven't kept up with a lot of Stain Alpha's material. I'll tune in just here and there, but I haven't kept up with a lot of it. $10 whole bucks worth. Bankston going in big on Sheep token, $10 whole dollars. What you gonna do, guys? The Doge is hanging out right at about 24 cents. Last night we got over a quarter. We got about a 25.5 for a bit while we were on there. Yo, just subscribed. Welcome, Jimbo. Welcome aboard. By the way, Pro the Doge quit his job to do YouTube. Do you think he makes a lot of money off YouTube? You know, I bet he does decently. It's not like rolling in the dough, but his channel's way bigger than mine. He's got way more subscribers than me. I'm the little guy. but it is a lot of work, you know. It's a lot of work, I can tell you. Me doing the show every day and putting out content every day, it's a lot of work. But you know what? I enjoy it, and I love the little community we've built here. I just love it. John asks, how much money did Matt Wallace, aka Final Stand, make off of shilling Tiger King coin? Lots of people sold Doge to buy Tiger King coin that supported a killer. Yeah, very critical comment there, John. But I will try to answer your question, not avoiding it. Matt Wallace is a friend of mine. But we make very different content. That being said, we make very different kind of content. We focus on very different things. I mean, we both have the same objective of wanting to see Dogecoin ascend to the moon and beyond. So that's where we unite, you know. But yeah, Tiger King coin. So what happened, to my knowledge, with that, John? Because I had a very straight up conversation with him about that when I first saw him get into that, because I was curious about what prompted that move, and he told me that he hasn't been paid by Tiger King coin at all, that he researched it and thought it was a good financial investment based on a number of metrics that he explained to me about it being how every celebrity coin up until then reaches a threshold of a guaranteed certain market cap, and judging by where the market cap level was at the project at that time, that he saw it as an inevitably positive outcome. So he took a sizable investment of his own money, put it behind T King, and then started talking about it after that. Now, I'm not here to argue whether that coin's a good investment or not. I don't want to get into all that. I personally didn't feel compelled to talk about it or promote it to anyone. That's just me. But at the same time, I don't like to get too into attacking other people for what they feel are good investments. I like to try to focus on the things that we have in common. I'll put it that way. But let's see. I don't know that a lot of people sold Doge to buy T King. I personally haven't seen a lot of that. I've seen people make smaller investments to add on to their portfolio that were into Doge long before that. I could be wrong there, but I personally didn't see a lot of that. And then obviously, the Mr. Tiger King himself, he's a very polarizing character. Some people really feel strongly that he's innocent. Other people think he's not, you know. So there's a lot going on there. But Carol Baskin's here. Carol Baskins always promoting Catcoin. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Listen, John, one last thing, John. I understand your skepticism. I understand. I understand it. I get it. Carol killed her husband. She whacked him. That's what Crypto Tank Girl says. Yeah, a lot of people feel that way. I know Matt feels that way. Yeah. Me personally, I'm just not willing to say that. I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion on him either way. I don't know. But I know that there's a season 2 coming out really soon. Is season 2 of Tiger King out yet? See, this is what happens when you just cancel your Netflix subscription a long time ago. That's what happens. That's what happens, folks. Yeah, there's more and more people that are getting fed up with AMC and the Dogecoin community. And I tell you, folks, I really empathize. I get it. I have been a strong, stalwart supporter of being both an AMC and Dogecoin investor. And, spent a fair amount of time promoting and trying to get AMC to take Dogecoin. But it doesn't look good. Doesn't look good in that regard right now. And I'm not sure who's in the CEO's earpiece. It could be just because he knows little to nothing about crypto across the board. I mean, that could explain this. But do I think he'll eventually take Dogecoin? Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. But for so many of AMC investors to also be Dogecoin investors, there's just enormous amount of crossover there to just pretty much ignore that. It's kind of a slap in the face to the Doge community, you know? There needs to be a decentralized platform to watch movies and TVs. Now that's an idea. Abstractus. That's an idea. That's a great idea. Josh Randell says, me and all my friends are dumping AMC. Yeah, I understand. I'm personally giving it about 2 months. If I don't see any strong signals that AMC will be including Dogecoin in the future or near future, then I will be selling my shares at that time. But for now, I'm holding on in the event that something transpires over the next 6 to 8 weeks period. Speaking of things that may transpire over the next 6 to 8 week period, how about these Robinhood wallets? So, if those of you who frequently watch the channel know, I made a friendly gentleman's bet with one of my co-hosts, Nick, wherein I felt that Robinhood wallets would eventually bestow us within the next 2 months at that time. And right now, I think that was about 6 weeks ago. And Nick said there's no wallets, no Robinhood's wallet. They have no intention of making them. But now we have some interesting tweets, right, that have been coming out from Vlad from Robinhood. I'm sure a lot of you saw that recently. And yesterday he tweeted out in response to a Robinhood post, he said, when wallets? He's well aware that the majority of every comment section in Robinhood is ratioed with people that want their wallets, specifically Dogecoin holders wanting their wallets, because Dogecoin is where the lion's share of their money is made on Robinhood. We have the metrics, we have the data to confirm this now. And I responded to that when wallets comment with this. I tweeted, come on, Vlad, I bet some Dogecoin on you against Nick Balls that you'd get it done in the next few weeks. Don't let me down. So we'll see. Well, I do think it's going to happen. There's a lot to gain and a lot to lose if for Robinhood not coming up with wallets. But there's a lot of like cross corporate sponsorship that can be very advantageous to financially for Robinhood in the event they come up with wallets. I personally don't think that Vlad would have made that comment if he had no designs of wallets coming out. I think that was kind of a signal, personally. We'll see how it shakes out, but that's kind of how I took it. Trello says Vlad needs to get it going. That's an understatement. I agree with you. Look, guys, I agree. This is overdue. MD says they're never going to release them. So, yeah, this is a topic that people feel very strongly about. And like I said, my co-host Nick says they're never coming out with wallets, and I just have a different opinion. I do think Robinhood's going to get there. I do think those wallets will be released. But I think it's also good that we keep the pressure on Robinhood big time until it happens. What if Elon makes Doge the incentives of his internet program? That'd be pretty wild, Shidoshi. Trello, Vlad knows what he's doing, taking his precious time. Yeah, yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree. Guys, if you don't already a member of my Discord, feel free to join my Discord. It's there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you can chat with other people, meme it up. There's even I even have just like a general open chat or a general. Of course, I have a general chat, but I have a general open voice chat for community members as well. So I'm going to put a link in the chat if you want to join the Steven Steele Discord. It's free of charge. And we'd love to have you over there. And it's been getting more active every day. If Robinhood doesn't release those wallets, people will leave the platform. There are many better places to buy Doge. I agree. And I think that's why it's going to happen. I think over a period of time, I think the new investors will leave Robinhood if the wallets aren't released. I think Vlad knows it. Yeah. If you have Doge on Robinhood, you don't actually have Doge. Yeah, you're technically not an owner until you own it. I mean, I don't disagree with that. It's an IOU. Yeah, it is kind of a glorified IOU of sorts. But I also think the demand, even from new investors, to be able to move and spend their Dogecoin is much, much, much greater than it was even a few months ago. So I do think that demand's getting to the point of critical mass where Robinhood's just they're gonna have to bite the bullet and make it happen. And I think Vlad knows that. People have held out of selling their Robinhood holding belief that released those. Yeah, I sold and left Robinhood a long time ago. Yeah, it's an understandable decision to make, MD Hewitt. if Robinhood had wallets, I would stay. I like Robinhood. Never had an issue. Bang Stun says, yeah, Robinhood's a very attractive, easy to use interface. It's great looking. I understand those sentiments. It's very user-friendly, but I will say, in my opinion, the second most user-friendly platform is Voyager. Voyager is also user-friendly, and the deposits and withdrawals move a lot quicker than Robinhood. So that's one of the main things I like about it. And, just to plug, if you're not a member, if you don't already have a Voyager account, if you use my referral code, you'll bypass the waiting period. And the moment you start trading on Voyager, you get $25 in free Bitcoin. Now, the best part about that is you don't even have to leave that in Bitcoin. Once Voyager gives you your $25 in free Bitcoin, you can transfer that and turn it into Dogecoin or anything else you want on Voyager with a few easy presses of the button. Yeah, I've been noticing a few more people have been taking advantage of that lately. It's just, if you're already a crypto trader, it's just a free little extra money on the table for you. But I'll put my Voyager code in the chat if that interests anyone. What is my Voyager code? Oh, there it is. That is true. You could transfer almost any coins on Voyager, but Doge Abstractus. That is true. That's one thing now Voyager has told me repeatedly that they're working on this. Just like Robinhood, right? They're working on this, that it's going to become a reality. But so far, the fact is, like Robinhood in that regard, it's not a reality. So that's something to keep in mind. Me, myself, I have a cold wallet of Doge. I also have some Doge on my Trust wallet. But the overwhelming majority of my positions in Doge are in Voyager and some in Robinhood as well. I'm not really worried about those because I'm a super long-term holder anyway. And I don't perceive either of those exchanges going under. And in the event that one did, they are legally bound to make sure your investments are safely transferred. But man, my main Dogecoin positions, in my opinion, for me, they're going to be there for years. They're not going to be touched for a few years at least. So a couple years at least. But in terms of user friendliness, Voyager is great. And the interest rates are great on Voyager, really strong. You get some great monthly interest rates just for holding on there. Sometimes it's just shocking how much I make just an interest on Voyager. It's shocking. And that's one advantage over holding on a platform versus a cold wallet is the constant, if you're on a platform that's offering you constant competitive interest rates. Well, Abstractus, it's definitely the case a lot more than stocks. But yeah, overall, the biggest money in crypto is made over a long period of time. As you know, what's his name? William Buffett once said that the stock market is the process of transferring money from the hands of the impatient to the patient. And I think it's a very apt analogy description of crypto as well. 9% on USDC on Voyager. Yes, Abstractus. I actually made a video about this months ago. I took a lion's share of my savings account money, reallocated it into USDC on Voyager, and have just forgotten about it. It's just, I'm having it sitting there collecting 9% interest on it, which is far better than you do in a bank. But given the rough year I've had, it's not like my savings account's that big anymore, honestly. Yep. All right, gang. Well, I've been streaming. A little over, about 2 hours. About 2 hours here. So I think I'm going to wind this one down. But guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up and hanging out. And the new viewers as well. I'd like to personally welcome you and welcome you to this community. Don't forget to subscribe and get those notifications on, because I stream almost nightly, not every night, but almost nightly, and I'm putting out more videos and shorts as well, as I'm sure those of you who are familiar with the channel are discovering. And also, I do a lot of members only streams. I do at least a couple of those a week. Members only streams, extra behind the scenes stuff, inside stuff. We have a lot of fun over there too. So if you want to become a member, you can become a member by just clicking join and seeing the membership options there. Memberships start just $4 a month. $4 a month to unlock the members only content, and another great way just to support the show. So feel free to look into that as well. Any awesome guests lined up in the works? Yes, I will have announcements on new guests probably tomorrow night, high tech. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you. Thank the super chatters. Thank everyone else as well. Appreciate you guys. Stay positive. And until next time, this is Steven Steele signing out. Just a piece of